guys, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today we're going to talk about what I think is a very, very sensitive subject in the world of reptile breeding and ball pythons. And that is that ball python breeders are all about the money. Or are we? Or what are we? And here's something that I hear all the time. Like, you go on the internet, it used to be the forums, and now it's all through Facebook groups. So you go on the internet groups, and you'll hear people say all the time, well, if you're in it for the money, you should be out. You shouldn't be in it for the money. You can't care about the money. You can't care about this. You can't care about that. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you that you got to care about the money. If you're going to breed, and you're going to breed seriously, you have to care about the money. Okay? You do. But you don't have to care exclusively about the money. And what I mean is, caring about the money and caring about the animals are not mutually exclusive things. You can do both. If you're going to be successful, you have to do both. And let me explain what I mean by that. Is, if I just don't care anything about money, okay, and I don't track my dollars, I don't think about my breed projects in the way of what can I, sell these babies for, and what do I want to hold back to build my future plans. One, if I don't think about all that, then I'm not going to have the income from it. And if I don't have the income from snakes, that means I have to fund my entire hobby out of my own paycheck. Now, my hobby can't be as big, and I can't have all the things I want if I'm having to rob my own paycheck, $500 a month every month to pay for my hobby. That just wouldn't make much sense. So I have to think about, as I do my pairings, what I'm going to sell, what I can probably sell it for, and plan that budget so that I can meet the demands of my hobby, so that I can also add better equipment. So I said I think about the money. I don't think about getting rich. And then camera guy Kurt and I have said it many a time, we've never taken a dime from selling a reptile. My snakes get it all. They actually have their own bank account. We've used that to invest in things like where we've purchased part of the brick and mortar reptile shop that we film at now. So we've expanded and expanded and expanded. But we always have one eye towards the business side of things and the one eye towards the passion for the animal side of things. Because if this was a financial burden on me, like a huge one, and a financial burden on Kurt, our passion would die. You can't keep your passion if you can't afford it. And I've seen it. I've seen it happen. So you got to think about the money. And what I mean is, I'll do pairings. Like, for example, this pairing here this year. My girl Demeter. And this was just a stool if you eat it. This was just a simple killer bee pairing. And I probably will not hold back any of the babies. I'll probably sell that entire clutch. And I knew it when I made it. I like making bumblebees. I think they're extremely pretty, and I found that they sell very well for me. So that's why I did it. Here, this pairing, if she goes this year, is going to be just bananas. Just bananas. Oh man, you still smell like poop. I just cleaned you out. Well, I won't keep any male bananas. Well, there's one I'm going to keep, but not from her. So that'll be an entire clutch that I did because I know I can make some money on that clutch that I can then use to fund things. Same here. We got 2 pied clutches going. I'll probably keep back a female pied or 2. But I'm going to sell the rest of those. And again, I picked that based on knowing that pieds sell well, and they can help fund my collection. So as we're doing that, we also have clutches that we do because we want to. She's been bred to a pastel, lesser, possible sulfur, which could make us some killer queen bees. I'm making a killer queen bee because I want a killer queen bee and I don't have one. So that clutch has got some stuff for me in it and some stuff for sale. Same when I get down here. This clutch is exclusively stuff I want because it's an exanthic clutch and I probably won't release a single female. These will all be mine. I'll sell you the males, but the girls are mine. So, the point I'm making is, you got to think about both. I can't think about just doing what I want and growing this big. I have to be excited about both aspects. And having one eye and thinking about the money doesn't make you a sellout. And the people who go, I don't think about the money at all, I only think about the animals, they're not being completely honest with themselves. Because they're pricing animals, right? And they're selling animals, and they're advertising animals. So I guarantee you when they're making their pairings, they're taking that into consideration to some account. You have to think about the financial side of what you're doing to be successful. Now, if you think only of the finances, and every time you open a tub, all you see is dollar bills crawling around, well, you're in the wrong business, and it's going to crush you. It's going to crush you because this is way too much work to do it right. Care for your animals, care for your babies, care for your customers, and be just about the money. And I also think if you don't care for your animals and you're only about the money, that your customers are going to see through that. I think people are smart enough to pick up that you're not really passionate about what you do. So you do have to be focused on both of those things. The animals more so because it's what I want to focus on and I love it. The financial side of it because I need the financial side of it to at least cover what I do. And that's where I'm going to tell you that as a reptile breeder and a ball python breeder that yeah, in some ways I do some things that are about the money. Not because I want a new Ferrari, but just because I want to keep doing what I'm doing. And eventually I would like to do this as my retirement gig. So you got to have one eye towards the finances. Kurt, you got any questions about that?
I just have something to add. I know we mentioned it before, but just saying, when you're picking projects too, pick them because it's something you enjoy and that you want to see, like the morphs you want to work with. Don't pick a project just because you're like, oh, I can make a lot of money off of this.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to make pieds, not just for the money, because I want to make pieds. I've never made them before. I talked about this being just the killer bee collection. We'll sell most of it. But I also opened this tub here and showed you that killer bee, which was one of my first projects that I really wanted to produce, that I produced and kept. So, and that's Mom. So, I mean, you know, we do breed what we want to breed, and you have to have, Kurt's absolutely right, you've got to have those projects that you're really, really excited about, that when I talk about, or when you talk about yours, that it just gets you, puts a smile on your face, and people can tell that you really, truly care. Like my zebra bee clutch. You get me talking about my zebra bee clutch, I'll talk for 20 minutes, and I'm just like, cannot wait. I've got a few other little secret projects I'm working that I'm not sharing yet that I'm really excited about. I know for Kurt, what he's excited about is like this little girl right here. Oh my God, you wrecked your cage. You did take a big dump when we fed you. And that little girl there, I can talk while I clean this here. She is, what is she, camera guy Kurt? You produced her.
She's a normal, but she's het for Exantic and het for Ghost.
Right, so she's a het true ghost, het Exantic ghost. And that was one of the first double recessives that Kurt wanted to produce. So he's extremely excited about these and about making true ghost. So I think she's cool because she's just so dark. It's really weird. And usually the hets, double hets like that are light. She is like just awesome looking. So I'll put her back. Whoop. She was one of my micro snakes. Beautiful, beautiful animal. So we all have things that we're really, really excited about. Another one Kurt's excited about. He has his breed projects that he's picked. Is this girl right here? What we got here, Kurt?
Orange Dream.
This is his Orange Dream female, and we've been putting a super pastel spot nose to it. Although I haven't seen much action yet, and we're about to start putting an inchy to it. We'll be able to tell those differences for sure. But both of those look really good with Orange Dream, and his long-term plan is to do some Super Orange Dream pastels, or some Super Orange Dream Super Pastels, and some Super Orange Dream Inchies, if I'm correct. So you've got to have projects that you care about. I mean, you've got to be about your animals, but you can't forget about the finances. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Any other questions, Kurt?
Nope.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this doesn't get me flamed too much, because we always hear, oh, they're all about the money, or you can't be about the money. And I'm going to tell you, you got to be about both. You got to be about both. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week.